Ielts Listening, version 58248. You will hear a number of different recordings, and you will have to answer questions on what you hear. There will be time for you to read the instructions and questions, and you will have a chance to check your work. All the recordings will be played once only. The test is in 4 sections. Write all your answers in the listening question booklet. At the end of the test, you will be given 10 minutes to transfer your answers to an answer sheet. Now turn to Section 1 on page 2 of your question booklet. Section 1. You will hear a telephone conversation between a travel agent and a customer. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 6 on page 2. You will see that there is an example that has been done for you. On this occasion only, the conversation relating to this will be played first.
Hello, Bakewell Travel. How can I help?
Oh, hello. My name's Sarah Carter. I wonder if you could tell me about the price of plane tickets to Dubai.
The customer wants to travel to Dubai, so Dubai has been written in the space. Now we shall begin. You should answer the questions as you listen because you will not hear the recording a second time. Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 6.
Hello, Bakewell Travel. How can I help?
Oh, hello. My name's Sarah Carter. I wonder if you could tell me about the price of plane tickets to Dubai.
Our computers are down, so what I can do is take some details about you and your travel plans. Then when everything's okay again, I can call you back, all right?
Okay then.
Right. So some details first. Your name was Sarah Carter, wasn't it?
That's right.
And can I take a contact phone number?
07958 847 222.
Now, I'll probably need to get back to you on this. Shall I call you back tomorrow morning?
Oh, I work on Wednesdays. Can you call me back on Thursday before 12?
Fine. Okay, so, Mrs. Carter, how many tickets will you need?
3 adults and 4 children.
So, 7 altogether. Are all the children under the age of 14?
They are, yes.
Which date do you wish to travel on?
Well, we definitely need to be there for the 24th. So if we leave the UK on the 22nd, we'll have time to recover on the 23rd.
So, the 22nd of October?
Not this month, next month, November.
Right. And I assume these are return tickets?
Yes, we want to fly back on the Tuesday. Is that the 25th or the 26th?
It's the 25th, so it's going to be a short holiday.
We're going to a wedding. We're not going for a holiday.
Oh, that's nice. Now, do any travellers have any special requirements? You know, special assistance with mobility and that sort of thing?
Oh, well, actually, yes. My son's allergic to cheese. It makes him really, really ill.
Fine. So, as soon as I can, I'll look into finding some tickets for you.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 7 to 10 on page 2. Now listen and answer questions 7 to 10.
Now, I wonder if I could just ask you a couple of questions as part of our market research. Would you be happy to do that?
Will this take long?
Just a couple of minutes, that's all.
OK.
So, how many foreign visits have you made in the last 12 months?
About 6, I suppose.
And where was your last foreign trip?
Well, I was in Egypt in May, then most recently India.
Oh, nice. Yes, I'm off for some IT training in Bangalore next month, actually. And was that a vacation?
I'd love to go back there for a holiday, but it was for business this time.
And I presume you use the internet?
I do, yes.
And so you've seen our website?
Yes, I had a look this morning, actually.
Well, we had it redesigned a month ago, and we're keen to get feedback on how our customers find it, so...
Oh, right. OK. Well, I have to say I found it terribly slow, so I just gave up and thought I'd give you a call.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. But yes, it does happen sometimes. Would it be OK for us to email you with any promotional offers?
I suppose so. Well, OK, my address is carter.s@speedtech.com.
Is that SPEEDTECH?
Yes.
That's great. And can I ask how you found out about Bakewell Travel?
That is the end of Section 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to Section 2 on page 3.
Section 2. You will hear a man introducing a charity to a group of listeners. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 16. Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 16. Hello everyone, thanks for attending tonight's event. Let me start with the early history of our charity, iSaver. iSaver was founded by retired optometrist Timothy Gaines. I have spent much of my working life at iSaver. I am 60 years old now, and I started working for this organisation 15 years ago, when I left a corporate position to help people with eye problems. Now our charity has been helping people for 3 decades. You may know that we are now doing various other things to help people with eye problems. That includes medications for children with eye diseases and operational help to those in the public who have eye problems. But when Mr. Gaines just founded iSaver, he wanted the program to be able to offer common eye equipment to those who needed it. We receive occasional donations from corporations and charity groups. Now we have over 1,500 volunteers who work on the streets with the little red donation boxes which many of you are familiar with, and this is the main source of funding for us. Besides, we are planning to work to secure donations from wealthy benefactors. Many people are passionate about charity cause and have been inquiring how to donate money to us. I really appreciate that. But our main need is to collect glasses for our patients. Many of you have multiple pairs of old glasses in your possession, and we encourage you to gather these pairs which you no longer need and donate them to our cause. In doing this, you'll be able to make sure that someone else can see better. Most of us cannot imagine a life in which we are unable to see well. This is why your eyeglass donations are so critical to our mission, and, as a side note, We offer full-time positions. Let me know if you are interested. Our goal is to make people aware that even the smallest of donations can help change a person's life. So, your donation can be a turning point for them. The other day, when I was talking to some people on the street, they were surprised to find out how easily some eye problems can be cured. And I am proud to say that our next program will aim at educating people about common eye diseases. We are able to prevent many fatal eye problems. In order to publicize our charity program, we surely need to do some advertising. When we first started our program, we used computers to create awareness for our cause. For instance, promoting seminars in which we informed people as to how they could help us to solve eye problems. But in recent years, the main means of advertising our program is through audio recordings. We have found it cost-efficient and effective. It's good to know that many of our staff are recommending our program to their friends and colleagues, but I am afraid that our training cannot show people the whole picture of our program. Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 17 to 20. Now listen and answer questions 17 to 20. Finally, I would like to tell you about some organizations which have played important roles in the development and success of iSaver. Our affiliation with the National Vision Funding Group has allowed us to gain fame and to become even more significant. So, many people around the country are coming for our services. Our association with the Eye for the Future organization has allowed us to run cooperative ads by which we seek producers of equipment to work with us. Meanwhile, some of our staff has been sent to this organization for some special training. Their skills should be improved very soon. Also, we have had a long-time cooperation with Sam's Eye Care Institution. Our relationship with it has given us the opportunity to link with many different academic institutions, including colleges and universities with good reputation. And we have a similar friendship with a group called Youth Health. Our connection with that group allows us to link directly with young kids, since this is a crucial stage in their growth. We plan to contact with some colleges and hope that with their help, more college students could get to know our program. So, as you can see, we have all bases covered in linking with students, as we have affiliations directly with both administrators and the students themselves. Thank you so much for your attention today. As we try to stamp out eye problems, we will appreciate your donations, no matter how large or how small. We believe, with our efforts, the world will be a brighter and more beautiful. That's the end of section 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to section 3.
Part 3.
You will hear two geography students talking. An older student called Howard is giving advice to a younger student called Joanne on writing her dissertation. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 24. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 24. Hi, Howard. Haven't seen you for a while.
Hi, Joanne. Yeah, they're keeping us really busy on the postgraduate program. But how are you? You'll be starting your dissertation soon, won't you?
Yeah, tutorials start next week. I've got Dr. Peterson. You still remember him from last year, of course?
It's not something you forget easily. But seriously, although I didn't expect to enjoy writing my dissertation, and in fact, I didn't really find it much fun, I wouldn't miss the experience. I found it really improved my understanding of the whole degree program, you know, from the first year on.
Right.
So what are you doing yours on?
Glaciated landscapes, although I haven't decided exactly what aspect yet.
I did mine on climate systems, so I can't help you much, I'm afraid. But you'll be fine once you start your tutorials. Dr. Peterson will help you focus.
I know, and he'll set me deadlines for the different stages, which is what I need. My concern is that I've got tons of material on the topic, and I won't be able to stick to the word limit, you know.
I remember I had different concerns when I was doing my dissertation.
Last year?
Yeah, before my first trial, I did a lot of fairly general reading because I hadn't fixed on my topic at that stage. I actually enjoyed that quite a lot, and you know, it improved my reading speed. I had got through a lot of material, but I was frightened I wouldn't remember it all, so I got into the habit of making very detailed notes.
So, did you find your tutor helpful in getting you started?
Yeah, we certainly had some interesting discussions. But it's funny, I saw a brilliant program about climate change, and it was that fired me up. It was talking about some recent research which seemed to contradict some of the articles I've been reading.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 25 to 30. Now listen and answer questions 25 to 30.
So, you see your tutorials start next week?
Yeah.
Well, the first month was crucial. You've got to meet your tutor and decide your focus, but don't become too dependent on him. You know, you don't see him every week, only when you want to check something.
Right.
Once you've got the focus, you've got to get reading. It's helpful to look through the bibliographies for all the course modules relating to your topic, and get hold of any books you think you'll need.
I haven't got much money.
I mean, get the books from the library, far better.
And I suppose I should prepare a detailed outline of the chapters.
Yeah, absolutely. But don't feel you have to follow it slavishly. It's meant to be flexible.
OK. Now, I'm someone who likes to get writing quickly. I can't just sit and read for a month.
Not like me, then. But if that's what suits you, you know, your natural approach, then you want to start immediately and write the first chapter.
Right.
Now, Joanne, about the library. It's not worthwhile getting on good terms with the staff. They aren't always helpful with undergraduates.
I suppose they focus on postgrads more.
Maybe. But show them you are serious about wanting to do good work.
And what if I can't find what I need?
Well, there are interlibrary loans.
Borrowing books from other libraries. But I've heard it isn't all that reliable.
You're right. But you probably won't need it anyway. Be positive. The library is likely to have most things you need. And during the dissertation writing period, you can take out 15 instead of the usual 10 books.
Should I look at previous year's dissertations?
You can do.
But I don't know which are the good ones.
The library only keeps the best, and the staff can advise.
Are they willing to do that?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm worried about getting journal articles from the electronic library.
Well, have you tried to find any yet?
No.
Well, you should. It's really straightforward.
That's obviously something I'll have to look into.
Dr. Peterson will help.
Yeah, I know I can go to him if I have any worries.
Except he will be away in the second month. It's the holidays. You should ask him what to do while he's away.
Gosh, yeah. But I suppose I can get a lot of support from a couple of people who are thinking of doing the same topic as me.
Take care. Collaboration can become dependency. I think you'd better see how it works out, what the people are like.
You're probably right. About the reading, I suppose Dr. Peterson would recommend plenty of articles to get me started.
One thing I would find out is what his attitude is to internet sources.
Surely not in this day and age. I'd better get that sorted out right at the beginning.
Why were you?
And I've also got some questions about the research sections. How much time should I spend explaining the process?
Well, I think that's up to you. You can see how it develops as you're writing.
OK.
It's the same with things like time management. That's something a tutor can't really help you with.
I agree.
So is there anything else you need me to go over?
That is the end of part 3. You now have 30 seconds to check your answers to part 3.
Section 4. You will hear a part of a lecture in a series of lectures about chain stores in the UK. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the second lecture in our series on chain stores in the UK. Today, I will be focusing on a very successful global petrol company called Telstra, paying particular attention to their expansion and future development. There will be time for questions at the end, so please refrain from interrupting during the talk. When it was founded, the company was a family-run organisation with only one shop open in a small town in southern England. The family was able to compete with other local companies by offering special discounts for returning customers, which resulted in a huge expansion of their client base. This strategy was so successful that they were able to open petrol stations across the country, subsequently increasing their market share in England. Within a decade, Telstra were running establishments throughout the UK, including Wales and Scotland. By comparing the sales income from all of their stores, they were able to collate data that highlighted which areas were the most profitable and receptive to their business. They discovered that by closing the less profitable stations in the south of Scotland, they could increase the income from their other more profitable stations. This example demonstrates the importance of constantly monitoring and maintaining a clear view of the finances of the company. Once the expertise required to run the company had exceeded the abilities of the family, they needed to hire professional consultants. After assessing the company's financial statements, the consultants advised that Telstra close the head office of the convenience stores in Oxford. They deemed the head office unnecessary and identified it as a financial drain on the company, as the premises were expensive to run and generated no income. In order to avoid firing any employees, they transferred over 200 staff to other offices and retrained them to carry out their new roles. Now that Telstra had conquered the petrol market in the UK, they were able to branch out into other niche areas that offered prospects for profits. They realized that they could establish a new environmentally friendly brand image by selling fresh food in their convenience stores that had been grown by local farmers. This strategy would not only broaden the scope of the company, but also help to strengthen its relationships with local communities. Every year, Telstra holds a meeting in London where all of the consultants and managers meet to discuss future plans for development and improvement. These meetings are essential to the evolution of the company, as feedback is heard from all levels of the organization, from the sales staff to the CEOs. They did this by assigning every manager the task of holding staff discussions, at which ideas and concerns would be passed on for evaluation at the meeting. Tesla decided to accommodate the individuality of each of their stores instead of forcing them to conform to one overriding company identity. They realized that by increasing the flexibility of the profit-making strategies of each of the retail stores, they subsequently became more commercially successful. The level of staff satisfaction also increased as a result, as the individuals felt that they were not being constrained to one way of thinking. To avoid misunderstandings and mistakes, any future changes were introduced in stages in order to familiarize the staff with the new regulations. Now it's time to conclude the lecture for today, so I will leave you with some food for thought before you leave. In order to run a successful business, one cannot underestimate the importance of maintaining an open mind when deciding on strategies for expansion. Sometimes it's necessary to employ an independent consultant who can offer an objective and unbiased view on the running of your company. Emotion will only ever cloud your ability to make business-related decisions. Research suitable case studies and look at how department stores, for example, were able to alter their organizational structure whilst minimizing costs and staff redundancies. Precedents are an essential resource when it comes to making decisions for your own business, so don't undervalue them. Well, that wraps up our lecture for today. If there are any questions...
That is the end of section 4. You now have half a minute to check your answers. That is the end of the listening test. In the Ielts test, you will now have 10 minutes to transfer your answers to the answer sheet.